Welcome to This Explainer. Let's just jump right in, because we've got a really exciting topic today. We all know the core problem with enterprise AI right now, right? You can load up the absolute most powerful, fluent, generic language model in the entire world, and it's still going to fail you on day-to-day tasks. Why? Because it simply doesn't know your private company data. Imagine you ask a generic AI about your company's remote work policy, and it just confidently tells you, oh yeah, everyone gets Fridays off. I mean, that's great for morale, but it's absolutely terrible for reality. It has zero idea what your actual policies are. It can't see your customer records. It doesn't know your internal compliance procedures. Generic AI without that enterprise context, it's really just a very confident guesser.
So, to solve this, we're going to explore the evolutionary leap from simple document retrieval to advanced multi-step AI agents. Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with why enterprises need RAG in the first place. Then we'll look at the limits of traditional RAG. From there, we'll cover what Agentic RAG is, how it works under the hood, check out some real-world use cases, and finally, wrap up with best practices. All right, Section 1, why enterprises need RAG, and how we're connecting AI to data. Why exactly do we need to hook up AI with our internal databases, instead of just relying on its pre-trained memory?
Well, it literally all comes down to grounding the AI in reality. RAG, which stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, is the architecture pattern that solves this exact headache. The best way to think about it is like an open book test. Instead of forcing the AI to memorize the entire internet and just, guess the answer from memory, RAG lets the AI read your specific, trusted textbook right before it answers the question. It retrieves the relevant info from your trusted external sources first, and then it asks the model to generate an answer based entirely on that specific context. So in really simple terms, retrieve first, generate second. And this is brilliant, honestly, because it makes the AI highly accurate without you having to constantly retrain the underlying model every single time your company facts change.
Let's walk through how this traditional workflow actually looks. It's a pretty clear linear process. Step 1, the user asks a question. Step 2, the system searches a vector database. Step 3, it retrieves the most relevant chunks of information. And finally, Step 4, those chunks are passed over to the model to generate the answer. Now, the real secret sauce here is Step 2. Vector databases use mathematical embeddings to search by meaning, not just exact keywords. So, let's say an employee types a slightly vague question about leaving the company. The system doesn't just desperately look for the word leaving. It actually understands the intent. It's smart enough to retrieve official HR documents about resignation, offboarding procedures, or even COBRA benefits. It grabs the meaning, pulls the right context, and boom, gives a really solid answer. But as you start scaling this up across a massive company, the cracks definitely start to show. Let's move to Section 2, the limits of traditional RAG, and specifically, where these systems break down. Look, while fetching a specific document is great, enterprise problems are rarely solved with just a single step or one piece of evidence, right? Traditional RAG is limited because it's fundamentally a single-step retrieval process. It really struggles with super vague queries. Plus, it's almost always isolated to a single data source. For instance, if you ask a question that requires cross-referencing a recent email thread with a signed PDF contract, traditional RAG just hits a wall. It usually only searches one silo, like a SharePoint drive, at a time. It lacks the deep reasoning capabilities needed to compare conflicting documents, and crucially, this is the big one, it cannot execute actions. It just hands you a basic answer based on the very first thing it found. Which brings us to a really critical question. But what if the answer requires multiple steps across multiple systems? What if you need the AI to, say, compare a current supplier contract with new compliance requirements and then actively identify the risks? A single one-and-done retrieval step just isn't going to cut it for that kind of complex workflow. And that is exactly where our solution comes in. Welcome to Section 3. What is Agentic RAG? The next evolution. The absolute easiest way to understand this massive leap is to compare two jobs. Traditional RAG? That's your librarian. You ask a question, the librarian walks over to the shelf, retrieves the one requested document, hands it to you, and gives you the answer. Helpful for sure. But Agentic RAG? That is a senior research analyst. The analyst doesn't just hand you a single book. They read the book, realize a crucial chapter is missing, go find a second book from a completely different floor to cross-reference, summarize the conflicting findings, verify all the facts, and then actually draft an executive email for you with recommended actions. It's a total game changer. That is the leap to agentic and AI. So how on earth does it actually do all of that? Let's check out Section 4, how Agentic RAG works, focusing on the iterative loop. Unlike the traditional model, instead of a straight line, it works in a loop. It starts by analyzing your core goal. Then it goes hunting for data. But here is the absolutely crucial part. It actually pauses to evaluate and verify if what it found is good enough. If it's not, it reasons through the missing pieces, refines its own query, and goes searching again before it ever attempts to give you a final answer. It's checking its own work. Once it's finally satisfied that the data is rock solid, only then does it move forward to take action. The magic here is entirely in this reflective, repeating loop. Now, the way it pulls this off is by using some pretty advanced techniques behind the scenes. First, the agent uses query rewriting to turn a messy, vague prompt from a user into highly precise search terms. It also uses query decomposition, which is really just a fancy way of saying it breaks a massive question like why did Q3 sales drop into 5 smaller, totally solvable sub-questions that it tackles one by one. It utilizes multi-source retrieval, meaning it's not stuck in just one database anymore. It can pull from SharePoint, Salesforce, and Jira, all at the exact same time. And finally, tool use. This means the agent can physically use a calculator, query a SQL database, or even trigger an API to draft an email on your behalf. Okay, let's look at Section 5, Real-World Enterprise Use Cases. It's always best to see Agentic RAG in action. When we look at real-world deployments, we are seeing a massive value jump across basically every department. Take customer support. Traditional RAG might just retrieve a static billing FAQ when a customer complains about being double charged. But Agentic RAG, it actually checks the payment logs in Stripe, reviews the subscription status in Salesforce, and drafts a personalized refund response ticket. Or look at procurement. Traditional RAG just spits out the company approval policy. Agentic RAG actively looks at the inbound invoices, compares them against your specific approval thresholds, and prepares a detailed exception report. I mean, that saves human workers hours of manual auditing every single week. And in EdTech, instead of just pointing a student to a generic course, the agent evaluates a learner's current skills and dynamically builds a personalized, month-by-month learning path. We are fundamentally shifting from just getting a simple answer to actually completing a targeted, multi-step workflow. All right, let's wrap up today's explainer with Section 6, Best Practices and Future. How do we actually build this reliable AI in the real world? First things first, we need to clarify a really common point of confusion, the difference between RAG and fine-tuning. Think of fine-tuning as sending a chef to culinary school to learn an entirely new style of cooking. RAG, on the other hand, is just handing that same chef an updated daily menu. You should use RAG when you need the AI to access constantly changing enterprise knowledge and facts, like daily pricing rules or new HR policies. You use fine-tuning when you want to fundamentally change the model's behavior, its core writing style, or maybe its domain-specific formatting. So don't fine-tune your model just because a company policy changed. That's overkill. Simply update your knowledge base and let RAG do the work. Now for some essential architectural best practices. To implement Agentic RAG effectively, you really need to start with narrow use cases. Please don't try to connect every single enterprise system on day one. You also must clean your documents and add rich metadata so the agent can filter everything properly. And listen, you absolutely must enforce strict user access controls. This is vital. Trust me, you do not want your new, highly capable agentic AI enthusiastically summarizing the CEO's private payroll documents for a summer intern. Log everything for auditability and always require human approval for sensitive actions. Agentic RAG is powerful, but it requires solid governance. Before we go, I want to highlight a quote that serves as the ultimate summary of everything we've talked about today. Traditional RAG helps AI answer with knowledge. Agentic RAG helps AI work with knowledge. I just love that. It perfectly cements the evolutionary upgrade we've been exploring. We are moving away from isolated chatbots that just spit out text and moving toward intelligent systems that are connected directly to your organization's goals, actively doing the heavy lifting for you. So I'll leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. As AI transitions from simply answering questions to executing these complex workflows, is your organization's data architecture actually ready to support an autonomous analyst? Think about it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helps you assess and build the future of your own enterprise AI infrastructure. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.